Live from the CSI Soccer Complex on the campus of the College of Staten Island, you're watching men's soccer coverage exclusively right here on CSI Sportsnet. This afternoon in the second game of our soccer doubleheader, the College of Staten Island will take on Hunter College with an opportunity to move themselves right up into first place. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Babusky along with Mishak Alexander. And Mishak just coming off of a tough loss for the girls. The girls went out in front of that game, took a 1-0 lead, but 2 goals late in the game in the 77th minute and the 80th minute were the difference. And the women dropped a tough one to FDU by a final score of 2-1.
Yes, Mike, it was a heartbreaker because, they were ahead for most of the second half. And, deep at the end, that's when FDU came back and scored 2 crucial goals against the Dolphins. So it was a very tough loss.
So now we'll turn our attention to this big conference game, Mishak. First place implications on the line here this afternoon as Hunter College comes in leading the conference with a record of 4-1. The Dolphins 3-1-1, so they're 2 points behind in second place, tied with CCNY. So a huge CUNYAC game here this afternoon.
Yeah, big CUNYAC game with huge implications. If the Dolphins win, they jump ahead of Hunter and they stay in first place. Actually, it could be a two-way tie for first place, depending on CCNY's result. And it's a very big game, especially since they came off their win against Brooklyn last weekend. So this should be a very important game.
So CSI coming off of that win, Mishak, that you mentioned in their last conference game against Brooklyn College by a final score of 2-1. And, they went on the road Monday night against the College in New Jersey. They fell behind in that game by a score of 1-0. And, they did a nice job, Mishak, coming back to tie that game up at 1 on the Adrian Kosovic goal. But less than a minute later, New Jersey was able to come back and get themselves the second goal of the game, and then the clincher came about 11 minutes later. So CSI dropped their last game 3-1 to the College in New Jersey. So they're looking to come back here in this conference game, and Mishak, with the first place on the line for the Dolphins and them not really being able to afford another loss here this afternoon. Really a big game here for CSI.
Yeah, this is a very big game. They cannot afford another loss, like you said, especially against Hunter because they lost their game against CCNY. So basically saying that if they lose this game, first and second could be out of their hands because, they lost both games. They're losing in a head-to-head between CCNY and Hunter. But therefore, the Dolphins are looking to come out here, get a win, propel them into first place. It keeps them going, keeps their season going, and their high hopes of finishing first or second and also doing good in the playoffs should they get there.
Yeah, so Hunter College was able to beat CCNY by a final score of 2-1 in their last game. And, it was a game, Mishak, that CCNY actually took the lead in as Keenan Regimetovic scored the first goal of the game for Hunter College, for CCNY, but then Hunter came back with a goal late in the first half and then one in the second half to emerge with that 2-1 victory.
Yeah, especially since Hunter scored late in the first half, it gave them motivation and momentum going into the second half, especially since they scored early. They only scored 16 minutes into the second half. So, that should be very key for the Dolphins to look at. A team that starts the half well and ends the half well. So, you definitely want to be on your P's and Q's throughout the whole game. And,
we're looking at Hunter College offensively. They've played 10 games. Only scored 14 goals this year, Mishak, on the season. So goals have been at a premium for Hunter College. They have 3 players with 3 goals apiece: Aiden Tucker, Daniel Kissel, and Jesus Patino Munoz, all with 3 goals apiece for Hunter College. So, it seems like Hunter struggling a little bit to score goals, but also have only allowed 10 goals in 10 games. So they only allow 1 goal a game.
Well, yeah, that's a better stat to say because they're still first in the conference with all these struggles giving up goals. But most of the time when we come into games, you always say that this team has this top scorer by far. He probably has 5 goals, 6 goals, but with Hunter, the goal scoring is spread out. So that makes the team more dangerous as a whole because everybody can put the ball to the back of the net. So, for the Dolphins, I think they're one of the best ranked defenses in this conference, the Dolphins. So, they'll definitely have some work to do, but, they'll probably come away with the win today.
Yeah, and the Dolphins and Hunter met once in 2015. Hunter winning that game 2-1 in overtime at Randall's Island. Tariq Aman scored for the Dolphins, and then Suta Garay and Indianapolis scored for Hunter College as they won by a final score of 2-1. And, Meshach, this game was originally scheduled to begin here this afternoon at 4 o'clock. We were able to move it up to a 3:45 start time, so we're just a minute away from the start and the introduction to the starting lineups. So while we're waiting, Meshach, why don't you give us the starting lineups for both teams here this afternoon?
Well, the starting lineups, the starters for Hunter College coming in, the goalie in goal, Peter Tenfong, and then number 4, Mustafa Mossab, number 5, Jonas San Pedro, number 6, Carlos Aspiazu, number 9, Adonis Ioannidis, number 12, Jesus Patino Munez, number 15, Daniel Kiso, number 17, Jacob Gordetsky, number 19, Nico Zarina, number 21, Armin Zamanza, and number 25, Brian Zertagaro. And for the College of Staten Island, in goal they have starting Jake Foldis, number 4, Marcin Klim, number 5, Mohammed Endau, number 6, Darden Nika, number 7, Eli Papanicou, number 9, Ali Fairs, number 11, Ryan Lehman, number 12, Ruben Diaz, number 14, Jacob Zemansky, number 16, Vasil Fedorci, and number 17, Adrian Gorsman.
So those are the starting lineups here for this afternoon's game. Why don't we step aside, take a break for just a minute, and then we'll be back with the start of this afternoon's game between the College of Staten Island and Hunter College as you're watching men's soccer coverage exclusively on your voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Today's starters. We will begin first with the visiting team on the screen.
Treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
Oh,
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Love is love.
This is why you took the second job. While you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. While you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
We're back, and we're just moments away from the start of this afternoon's game between the College of Staten Island and Hunter College, a game with first-place implications on the line as the College of Staten Island looks to continue their winning ways in the CUNYAC Conference. Their last conference game was a home win against Brooklyn College, and Meshach, the way Hunter College has been playing, the Dolphins are going to really have to come out and play a strong game here this afternoon.
Yeah, they're going to have to play strong. They're going to have to play exactly how they played Brooklyn. You know, come out, look for the goal, be hungry. The defense looks like it's always going to be there, but, you know, the goal scoring is much better against Brooklyn. They're going to basically, you know, build on that confidence into this game.
And, you know, the Dolphins coming in, having scored 22 goals this year, but having allowed just 9, so they've been very stingy defensively, though at times, Meshach, they've struggled to score.
Yeah, defensively, like I said, is not a problem, it looks like, for this Dolphin team. They look like they're going to protect their goal. Scoring is their problem, but it seems like the last 2 games they scored. So, you know, that's really good for them. So, definitely, you want to come out here and you want to score.
And Adrian Kosovic picked up the only Dolphin goal in that game against the College in New Jersey. For Kosovic, that was his 5th of the year, Meshach, but only the second game that he scored a goal in is he got all 4 of his other goals against York College.
Well, hopefully that the last game that he scored in, you know, builds up his confidence, you know, going into this game. You know, him up front with the team's leading goal scorer, Marcin Clinton, I believe he has 9 goals. So, therefore, you know, you want to get them to, you know, get their confidence up and, you know, have both of them feel good about putting the ball into the back of the net.
And, you know, for the College of Staten Island, this is their just 3 conference games remaining. Today against Hunter, then on 10 days from now against Lehman College, and then on October 19th against John Jay. So, you know, that's the thing about this season, Meshach. It goes really quickly, and really a huge swing game here this afternoon. No minimizing this game here today.
Because, to be honest, if they lose against Hunter today, best believe their chances of getting first and second is gone. So therefore, you know, they have to win today against Hunter, you know, and it puts them up into the next game against Lehman and John Jay. Those 2 games are swing games too, because you never know how those games are going to be. Depending on this conference, everybody seems like they could be everybody.
And that will be also their first 2 conference games on the road this year, Meshach. Their first regularly scheduled conference game against CCNY that was going to be on the road ended up being here at the Sports and Recreation Center. So the Dolphins finishing up with their 6th conference home game in a row now, and then we'll move onto the road to finish the regular season.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, this being their last home conference game, they should be, you know, hyped up especially for the seniors to come out here and get the win.
So the Dolphins come down quickly with the first attempt as they're able to work the ball from Klim over to Nika, but Nika's shot actually goes off the scoreboard, so it'll be a free kick opportunity here for the Hawks. Less than 1 minute into the action here in this first half. For those of you tuning in, expecting the pregame show, off to a little bit of an early start here this afternoon, as the game started at 3:45 instead of the originally scheduled 4 p.m. opening kick. Endow with the ball for the Dolphins. Now he's going to feed it over to Lehman, and now Lehman's going to work the ball all the way across now to Papanikou. Papanikou steps inside one Hawk defender, now gets a little bit of space. He tried to put the ball into the middle, but it'll be played back now by Endo. Endo tries to chip the ball forward, but it'll roll harmlessly on goal and will be played there by Tang Fang for the Hawks. San Pedro with the ball, rolls it back on over to the near side of the field, and now it's going to be Mosba to play the ball for the Hawks. Mosba over to San Pedro as the Hawks willing to work the ball around defensively. Dolphins kind of sitting back, Meshach, waiting for the Hawks to bring the ball up. Now Fast tries to step forward as the ball is played in midfield as Mosba has it, but his chip into the center of the penalty area is knocked away by Zumanski. Now the feed forward will be too far ahead. It'll roll out of bounds, and it'll be the first free kick of the afternoon for the Dolphins.
Well, yeah, it seems like Hunter College, is taking their time, passing the ball, making their way through up the pitch. But the College of Staten Island, they're being more patient. They're being more patient and letting the game come to them.
Now Zumanski in the center of the field feeds it up over to Lehman. Lehman's pass over to Papaniku. Does a nice job to keep the ball in play. Now on the give and go, the pass is going to go out of bounds, and the Hawks will get the throw in. Just over 2.5 minutes into this first half. Mosba getting the ball back off the throw, and nice challenge by Kosovic to knock him off the ball, but the Hawks regain possession. The feed forward is going to be played a little bit too far ahead of Munoz, and now the Dolphins will play it to Fairs down the near sideline where it'll be knocked out of bounds. Klim trying to work his way in and get the Dolphins a little attacking pressure now. Klim fighting it defensively against San Pedro, but the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, and the Dolphins will get a corner kick. So Hawks gave that corner kick away a little easily, Meshach. Good offensive opportunity now for the Dolphins.
Yeah, this is the Dolphins' first real chance of the game, coming off a corner kick. Good run from Martin Klim to get down and force a corner kick.
So it will be Fast to take the corner here for the Dolphins on the near side of the field. Ali steps on the ball, a low liner into the near post. It actually went under the foot of Diaz, and the Hawks now able to clear the ball away as Papaniku knocks it out over to Faz.
If Ruben would have connected with that one, it would have been a clear-cut chance, to be honest.
So the ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in here for Hunter about 4 minutes into this first half. Still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks. If you missed the game earlier this afternoon, Dave Pizzuto and Joe Foreman brought you live coverage of that game, a game that Jennifer Cosenza scored her team-leading, I believe it was her 7th goal, to give the Dolphins a 1-0 lead, but 2 late goals by the FDU Flom, and the Dolphins drop a tough non-conference loss to FDU Florham. They'll be back in action on Saturday with a conference game against Mega Evers. No Sportsnet coverage of that one, and then they'll be in action on Sunday as they will play Stockton in the second game of a soccer doubleheader after the men will face Bard beginning at 12 o'clock. 11:45 will be the pregame as Hunter tries to break the ball down the far side of the field, and this time it's the Dolphins, Meshach, that give away the corner.
Yeah, both teams trying to settle into the game. It's a little bit early, so both teams are still playing on nerves. But, hopefully, both teams settle down and be a better clear-cut game.
So, Grodnetsky to take the corner kick. Low liner also in toward the near post, and it's going to be cleared away defensively that time by Papaniku as he feeds it to Kosovic, who tries to sky the ball up high as Klim was looking to try to break in one-on-one. Fast played it, but he kind of shanked that pass out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in now for Hunter College. No real big opportunities yet for either team. 6 minutes into the game. One corner kick apiece, Meshach, but neither team really able to get that much of a challenge on the corner.
Yeah, both teams have not been able to, settle the ball and get a clear-cut chance developing the play without a corner. So, it's really tough for both teams in the first 5 or 6 minutes.
Hunter working at a little bit of space now, as I believe that was Mosba who took the shot towards goal. It was knocked away, And now Papaniku is going to get whistled. I believe they're going to call a handball that time on Eli, and that's going to create a very dangerous free kick opportunity here early in the game for the Hunter College Hawks. Pretty much right in the center of the goal area as the official going to mark the ball down. And we'll see what the Hawks set up here as the Dolphins form a wall out in front.
It's not too far from goal, but Jake Folder saved one in the last game against Brooklyn. He saved one from this sort of range too, so we'll see what happens.
So Folder's trying to set up the wall. Dolphins have 4 in the center and 2 on the side as the shot's going to be knocked towards goal out of bounds. And it's going to be last touch by the Dolphins. So now the Hawks will get a corner kick. So still an opportunity for Hunter, though not as dangerous as directly in front.
No, not as dangerous. It was more direct, really. Now, it's still waiting on a precise ball, but the Dolphins got some height, especially with Muhammad Adow being inserted to the team.
So this will be a corner kick now from the near side of the field, as it looks like Gladetsky will take the corner. Long, nice one toward the far post, but Folder's there to get his hands on the ball as Hunter really didn't get anybody in front of him on the play. Folder's punting the ball out toward the near sideline. It's played there by Kosovic. His pass a little bit behind Nika, and the Dolphins turn the ball over, and it'll be a throw-in now for Hunter College. Throw-in goes back to Surratt Gary. He's going to roll the ball back defensively as Hunter will look to slowly build up the attack. Klim tried to charge in on the ball, and now Hunter being pressured defensively as they roll the ball all the way back towards goal, where Tenfang will be there to play it for the Hawks. Hawks looking to counterattack quickly, but Papaniku steps up to head it back to midfield, but now a nice feed on the near side over to Munoz. Munoz working against Papaniku. Munoz gets inside the penalty area. He centers it in front, but the chip towards goal is going to be knocked away by Diaz and cleared away by the Dolphin defense and out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in now for the Dolphins as Fairs will take the throw-in. Fedorsky in the center now to Kosovic. Kosovic, a nice feed for Klim. Klim gets a step on the defender, but a nice sliding tackle that time by Mustafa Mosba to knock the ball out of bounds, but that will give the Dolphins their second corner of the afternoon.
Back-to-back nice build-up plays from both teams getting into the penalty box, and creating chances, just that this one leads to a corner. So, another chance for the Dolphins.
So it'll be Ali Fairs to come over and take the corner kick now for the Dolphins. This time he goes in toward the center of the penalty area. It's knocked forward by Diaz, headed towards goal, and then Klim able to get it towards the net, but we're going to have a whistle on the play. And I believe we're going to have an offsides.
Oh, that's a call the Dolphins are used to getting now by the time of this season. But I honestly didn't see what offsides was, but that was a good chance, though, for the Dolphins.
Yeah, so the Dolphins batted the ball around. That time they took the corner kick and put it in toward the center of the goal, but it'll end up being a free kick now for Tenfang and the Hawks. Ball's going to be played over to the near side and headed forward nicely over to Munoz. Munoz looking to work against Fairs as he gets the ball up over to Mosba. Fairs continuing to pressure the ball as it's centered across to the middle of the field, and now the Dolphins able to come away with it momentarily before the Hawks play it back into the center of the field. Endow with the ball. Endow turning over to the near side, now working the ball back out over to Papaniku and back to Endow. No shots credited on goal yet for either team as that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. And it's going to be a throw-in now for the Dolphins. Papaniku throws it into Fairs. He tips it forward to Klim, and now the ball will work its way back to Papaniku. Eli, a lob down the near sideline, but it's going to go out of bounds, and that will lead to a throw-in now for the Hawks. So, Mishak, we played just over 11 minutes here in the first half, and really no goalie really tested on a strong opportunity as of yet.
Yeah, and that's because no team has really taken control of this game. You know, it's still a scrappy game. You know, both teams, you know, just pounding the ball around. You know, and they're trying to catch themselves in the game, but it's time will help these teams settle down.
So Nika feeds it out over to Klim. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it will be another Hawk throw it.
Well, this type of play gives you the feeling that both teams know that this game is a win, and they need to win. So, you know, both teams are not trying to mess around. They're trying to go for the goal early, so very scrappy play.
As that ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and that'll be another throw-in. And you're right, Mishak. I think both teams realize the playoff implications of this game. And, you know, for Hunter College, they could really put themselves in the driver's seat with a win here this afternoon against the Dolphins in just a couple of conference games remaining. Diaz, a long winding ball down on the near side. He looked to get the ball up over to Nika. Nika does a nice job keeping it in play and then gets it over to Fedorzi, and his header towards goal is going to be played that time by Tenfang. Nice play that time, and Vasil got a good head on it, but Tenfang is there to make the play.
That was the best opportunity of the game, but like any coach will ever tell you, that's one of the hardest headers in the game of soccer. To put the ball back where it came from, it's pretty hard, but that was a decent opportunity for the Dolphins.
Iondonis flying down the far sideline, but he loses the ball out of bounds, and it will be a free kick now for the Dolphins. So Foldis will take that free kick now for the Dolphins. As the ball gets played back and Zumanski tries to head the ball forward, but once again the Hawks able to come away with possession in the midfield. They play the ball towards goal, but Foldis will just let it roll out of bounds, and that will lead to a free kick now for the Dolphins. Other CUNY games taking place this afternoon. Medgar Evers at Brooklyn, it will play at Brooklyn College. John Jay and Baruch will go at it, and York and Lehman. So lots of big playoff implications all throughout all of these games, Mishak.
Yeah, very big game, especially, you know, when you see Brooklyn College against McEvers. It should be an easier game for Brooklyn, you know, so they're going to try to make up ground on Lehman and CCNY. So, you know, big games across the conference today, and no team could afford to slip up.
So it's going to be played back defensively now by Zumanski as he works the ball out over to Diaz. And back to Zumanski as the Dolphins look to build up offensively as it's Papanico. Papanico, a long ball down to Fairs, but the pass just a little bit too far ahead and out of bounds, so it will be a free kick now for the Hawks. Jake Foldis leading the conference in shutouts with 4. He's number 1 in almost every area, Mishak, in the conference. He's given out the least amount of goals, just given up 6 goals on the year. He has the highest save percentage, so really a great start for the freshman for the Dolphins.
Yeah, he's a freshman that came in. He's playing like a senior or junior, you know, somebody with a lot of experience. You know, he's very calm, very collective. He understands his positioning as a goalie, and he knows when to come out and make the saves. And then again, with a defense like the Dolphins, he doesn't really have to make that much saves during the game. So, you know, he's very fortunate.
So now it'll be the Dolphins trying to play the ball in midfield as here they come up on the attack out on the far side of the field. As that time Nika lost possession of the ball, and now it'll be the Hawks trying to counterattack. Hunter's been pretty effective in midfield so far here this afternoon as the ball is going to get played over to Gradetsky. And now the Dolphins are going to knock it back defensively, where Surratt Gary is there to play it for the Hawks. He rolls the ball over to San Pedro. San Pedro over to Mosba. And now it's Gradetsky. Fairs with a nice play to take the ball away in midfield and feed it into Kosovic. Kosovic's pass is going to be knocked out of bounds, but it will be a throw-in for the Dolphins. 28-45 remaining here in the first half. Still scoreless between the Dolphins and Hunter College. Hunter coming in first place. Dolphins tied for second with CCNY coming into the games here this afternoon. Dolphins try to play it forward, but Ten Fong will be there to play it for Hunter. Now they're going to roll the ball out onto the far side of the field. They look to pass the ball forward, but Diaz will just cut the ball out of bounds over the far sideline. And now the Hawks will come up to take the throw in from the Dolphins side of the field. Hunter works the give and go off the throw in and now plays it over to Gradetsky. But his pass will get up into the wind and go too far ahead of everybody and out of bounds. So it'll be a free kick once again now for the Dolphins.
Possession is being squandered easily by both teams. Both teams giving the ball away, but they're trying their best not to and find an open man or the open man that's going to lead to a goal faster. So, when both teams can settle down, hopefully soon, because it's practically for half of the first half being played already.
Yeah, so now it's Hunter trying to attack down the far sideline, and Zumanski will come over and knock the ball out of bounds, and Hunter will look to throw the ball in. Only one shot on goal credited in the game. That's going to be on the header by Fedorzi, and no scores. That ball's chipped into the box, and Foldis will be there to play it for the Dolphins. Papaniku with the ball as Hunter looks to press in on the Dolphins on their defensive side of the field. As Diaz will roll it over to Papaniku and now back onto the near sideline, and it's Endow. Endow stepping past one Hawk defender, fighting for possession with Zamazea. As now Papaniku fighting for possession with Munoz, and it's taken away by Papaniku. And they're going to feed it over to Diaz. But Hunter really pressing up on the Dolphins, Mishak, and making it tough for them to move through midfield.
Yeah, the Hunter's all over them. They're all over them, but they know their pass that they're trying to make. But, the Dolphins are trying to, see the next pass easy and faster.
So that ball's going to be chipped forward, but once again, the Hawks there to play it away. As Iondonis now getting the ball back up the near sideline. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the play, and that's going to lead to a free kick here for Hunter. As Astrillo Iondonis was taken down on the play, he's a little bit shaken up, and it will lead to a Hunter College direct kick opportunity here, as it looks like Jacob Gradetsky is going to come over to take that free kick. Clock continuing to roll here with 19.5 minutes into this first half, scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks.
Guys, can I get you back in the coaching area, please? Thanks. I don't want to miss a call.
So here comes the free kick opportunity. Gradetsky putting it right into the center as it goes under the foot of Fedorzi and rolls all the way across the box. Nobody from either team there to make the play, and now Musbah will lose the ball out of bounds, and that will be a free kick opportunity. So the Dolphins didn't play that well, that well defensively, Mishak, but no damage done.
No damage done because Eli Papaniku was there to clean it up, help shield the ball out, defense. But wow, that ball went through everybody, and even the Hunter players, nobody could have touched the ball. So very fortunate, the Dolphins.
Surratt Gary plays the ball forward, and now Hunter once again looking to bring the ball up, and for the last few minutes, Mishak, it's really been Hunter on top of the ball most of the time.
Yeah, Hunter looks like the more, not confident, but the one who could possess the ball better in these type of games. But it's not coming down to anything, really. They're not really getting any clear chances themselves. So, they're having most of the ball, but it's the same story that the Dolphins is telling.
So the Hawks try to play the ball down the near sideline, but it will go out of bounds, and it will be another free kick opportunity for Foldis. Foldis skying the ball right up toward midfield, and Dow heads it on to the foot of Klim. Dolphins very quiet offensively, other than that heading opportunity by Fedorzi, and looking to come back now and get some attacking going on the offensive side. Papaniku. Now it's Fairs. Fairs chipping the ball forward, looking for Kosovic. Kosovic looking to keep the ball in play. He's knocked down on the near sideline, and that'll be a whistle and a foul called on the Hawks. So good opportunity for the Dolphins to take a little bit of a shorter corner kick.
Well, in recent Dolphin games, you'll see shots on goal would be like 6 or 7 and no goals, but now you only have shots on goal 1, and still no goals. So, you're not really seeing that much chances in front of the goal.
So Fairs will drop off, and it instead will be Ryan Lehman, the freshman, to come over and take the free kick opportunity here for the Dolphins as he skies that one toward the far post, and it's going to be headed away that time by Surrett Gary. And now the Hawks play the ball back towards midfield.
Beautiful delivery just now, but...
And here comes Hunter with a 2-on-1 fast break opportunity as they're working the ball down the far sideline, and a nice sliding play that time coming over to knock the ball out of bounds. I believe that was Zumanski to give Hunter a corner kick, but Hunter with that time with a legitimate 2-on-1 scoring opportunity.
I'm just used to saying Zumanski's name, especially at that time of the game. For some reason, I really didn't see where he was in the defensive thing. He just popped up and made that tackle, a saving tackle just now, because it was basically a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Hunter Hawks.
So Graditsky will come over to take the corner kick now for Hunter College. Their third corner of the day, as it's a beautiful corner, and it bounces once again, and Fedorzi able to knock it away, but not out as Hunter continues to put the pressure on, and we're going to have a whistle, and it'll be a free kick coming up for the Dolphins. So another dangerous opportunity for Hunter College, but the Dolphins able to play the ball away.
Yeah, they were able to play the ball away, get themselves into a better position now because everybody's moving up the pitch out of the defensive end. Hopefully they can start to attack themselves.
So Papaniku to take the free kick for the Dolphins. He skies it up on the far sideline. Nika chips it ahead, and now the ball's going to be played back in midfield by Diaz. Diaz feeding the ball up over to Klim. Hunter doing a nice job quieting the Dolphin offense here as the Dolphins now look to attack once again as it's Nika in possession of the ball. Now Lehman. Lehman a long cross over to Fairs as the ball goes off the Hunter defense, and Fairs decides to play it in bounds for the Dolphins. Fairs chipping it in. Lehman plays it forward. Klim tries to slide forward, but he'll get called for the foul, so it'll be a free kick here for Hunter. And Dolphins got the ball towards goal. A nice play by Lehman to push it forward, but they couldn't get that big finishing opportunity.
Oh, no, I didn't even see how the foul happened. I knew Klim slid in, but I didn't see the foul. But, the Dolphins are trying.
Mosba on the near sideline. Muniz. And now Mosba getting the ball off the deflection once again, feeding it out onto the near sideline. Zamazea. Now Mosba. Mosba looking to work against Fedorzi. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it will remain in possession of Hunter College. Mosba will throw the ball in. And Apasu has the ball knocked away, and here comes Klim looking to work one-on-one against San Pedro. San Pedro not able to keep the ball in play, so it will be a throw-in for the Dolphins as Hunter does a nice job getting back defensively. Klim is going to knock the ball off of Mosba and get the corner kick. So that time Klim didn't have much leverage towards goal, but able to get the corner kick.
Yeah, he tried the first time. Good sliding tackle, but then this time he turned the player inside out, got the corner kick, and now it's another opportunity for the Dolphins.
So Fairs will take the corner here for the Dolphins as Ali chips that one in towards goal, but it's going to be headed away that time by Surrett Gary. And now the Dolphins will knock the ball out of bounds, so it will be a throw-in.
Substitution for the Hawks, entering 27.
But first we're going to have 3 substitutions here for Hunter.
And 11, Brandon Facita.
Pine, Batista, and Facina will enter the game. Ioannidis will check out for the Hawks along with Kiesel.
And 21, Armin Zamanzeta.
And Aman Zamanzea will also check out. And we're going to have a whistle as Papanickel will get called for the push in the back. And now it will be a free kick opportunity for Hunter as the clock continues to roll with 18:20 remaining here in the first half. Aspasu chipping the ball forward as here comes Hunter getting the ball inside the penalty area. But the Dolphin defense able to play it away as Diaz is going to play the ball up the near sideline and he'll find Kosovic. Kosovic turning and pivoting and getting the ball up over to Klim across the midfield line for the Dolphins. And Dow over to Fedorzi. And the Dolphins looking to attack as Klim tried to get some momentum going, but once again that Hawk defense there to knock the ball away. And you know, it's really been a while since the Dolphins had much of any kind of scoring opportunity, Mishak, inside the Hawk penalty area.
I believe it's been 20 minutes since their last opportunity, but both teams are really even because Hunter haven't had an opportunity themselves.
And here comes Hunter trying to cross the ball onto the far side of the field, but the Dolphins able to come away with the ball as Nika will chip it up over to Klim. Klim stepping past one defender, and here comes Ali Fairs streaking down the near sideline. Fairs, Fedorzi with a little bit of space. Now it's Fairs with the ball, rolling it up over to Lehman, but Lehman not able to step forward to the ball, and the Hawks able to play it away where Endow has it for the Dolphins. Now Kosovic with some space, and his shot goes just wide past the near post. That time Adrian had a little bit of room, but just missed past the near post.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Adrian. Like I said, the confidence coming from his 5 goals, especially the one in his last game, you know, that was very, very close.
So it'll be Hunter to play the ball out towards the far sideline inside of 16 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in this first half, scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks. Hunter College coming in first place in the conference. Dolphins tied for second with CCNY. Fairs with the ball. Fairs trying to roll it forward. It's knocked away by the Hawk defense, but now the Hawks play it into the center where Klim is able to roll the ball back over to Endow. Now it's Lehman. Lehman gets past one Hawk defender, now looks to feed it into Klim. Klim working against San Pedro. Ball knocked out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in now for the Hawks. But first we're going to have our first substitution of the afternoon for the Dolphins as Mike Arianes will check into the game for the first time, and he will replace Danny Nika for Hunter College, for the Dolphins. So Arianes comes into the game and takes the throw-in as he gets it over to Fedorzi. Now back to Arianes. And the Dolphins able to work their way from a throw-in to a corner kick. So nice offensive sequence that time for the Dolphins.
And bringing in freshman Mike Arianes, he's the type of player that brings you energy down the wing, especially in the last couple of games that he's played in. So let's see what this addition does for the Dolphins in the last 15 minutes.
So it's going to be Lehman this time to take the corner for the Dolphins for the first time this afternoon. A long high ball toward the far post. It went up over the head of Kosovic, and now Fairs knocks it towards goal, but that's going to be wide. So it's going to be a free kick opportunity now for the Hawks as we're inside of 14 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in this scoreless first half. Hunter playing the ball out onto the far sideline as they'll look to build up the attack from there. Batista with his first touch, and now it's stolen by the Dolphins. Klim with space. Klim's shot towards goal is going to be knocked away by Serge Gary. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called, and this is a big foul, Mishak, because this should lead to a very good Dolphins scoring opportunity.
Yeah, this should, especially since the Dolphins had a couple free kicks scored this season. Good range.
So let's see. It looks like Fairs is going to take the corner here, or the free kick, I should say, for the Dolphins. Hunter College trying to line up players in front. And Fairs has knocked in a couple of good shots. So let's see what he does here this afternoon. You would think he'd put this one towards goal. Instead, he chips it in softly. And coming over to make the play is Tenfang on the ball. So Fairs tried to chip that one forward as the Dolphins knocked the ball out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for Hunter. That time it looked like Fairs was trying to pass it forward, and Tenfang Mishak was able to come out and make the play.
Yeah, he was able to come out and make the play especially because if he would have got beaten there, you know, it was only a rushing Eli coming back and Jake Foldis in front of the goal. So good play there.
So Alex Zacina, the freshman from Brooklyn, New York, checks into the game for Hunter College as Klim plays the ball for the Dolphins. And now it's Kosovic in midfield. Kosovic knocked down on the play. That time it's going to be a Pasu picking up the foul. So it'll be a free kick for the Dolphins. And in this position, they could put it into the penalty area, but instead it'll be Papaniku. Papaniku, long high shot towards goal, is going to be up over the netting and out of play, so it will be a free kick opportunity here for Hunter College. "12 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. Only one shot on goal officially credited here. That was the header by Vasil Fedorzi. No shot, no score. Between the Dolphins and the Hawks as the Dolphins pass goes out of bounds, and now it'll be Hunter to throw the ball in. Papaniku, header goes back, and now Zumanski's going to play the ball out toward the midfield line up over to Kosovic. Kosovic's pass on the near sideline is going to be played over, and it'll be Zacina to play the ball for the first time out of bounds, and the Hawks will get the throw in. Each team with 3 corner kicks apiece. Both goalies doing just enough to keep their side scoreless. No score here, Dolphins and Hawks, with 11:15 remaining as that ball is knocked out of bounds, and that should be a Dolphin throw-in as the throw-in from Arianas goes to Klim.
In games like these, the mentality is if I can't score, you can't score. So, you know, both teams definitely don't want the other team to score because it's very tough to get the first goal. It's going to be tough to get the tying goal.
Arianas trying to play the ball along the near sideline. It's knocked out of bounds, and once again, it will be a throw-in here for the Hawks. Bo Spa coming over to take the throw-in as he throws the ball in toward the center of the field, and it's going to be played there by Apasu. He loses possession, and now it's Kosovic. Kosovic, nice ball in toward the goal line looking for Fairs. A little bit of a collision on the play, and a nice defensive play that time by Surratt Gary to come away with the ball for Hunter. Pine trying to wheel the ball towards the Dolphin defensive zone, and Hunter coming in with speed that time as Gledetsky gets called with the foul. And, you know, that time it looked like, you know, he went in a little bit late on the play as the official's going to come over and just move everybody off to the side as Dumansky appears to be a little shaken up on the play for the Dolphins as the clock continues to roll. 9:45 remaining here in this first half. Scoreless Dolphins and Hawks. And, you know, Mishak, you would expect in a game like this, you know, such a big game, so many playoff implications on the line that, you know, the teams would play it close to the vest. And, you know, they have played it close to the vest here this afternoon.
Yeah, both teams have played with very caution, a lot of caution. You know, nobody wants to give up the goal. And both teams want to score the goal because both teams want to get the win. So, you know, it's very hard to say, you know, who's really going to win this game.
So now it'll be the Dolphins to take the free kick as they play the ball back up over the far sideline, but the Hawks come away with possession of the ball as they look to play the ball up to Pine. His pass is knocked away, and now it's Lehman swinging the ball out to Adianas on the near sideline. Adianas over to Fedorzi. Fedorzi looking to get the ball to Klim, but coming over to knock the ball out of bounds will be San Pedro, and that will lead to a throw-in for the Dolphins, but not before the Dolphins have a substitution.
Entering 24, Javi Morea.
So Javi Morea will come into the game for the Dolphins, and he will replace Adrian Kosovic. Kosovic had some good moments, Mishak, in that first half.
Yeah, he did. He helped set up a lot of chances for them. You know, he had that one little line drive shot that he had. You know, good. He brought some spunk to the attack. Now he's going to take a breather for the second half and, you know, come back stronger, hopefully.
Lehman working the ball up the near sideline as the Dolphins do a nice job of surrounding the ball, and Adianis comes away with it and works it back up over to Zumanski.
I can't believe there's only 8 minutes left in this first half, and there's only been one shot on target been registered, and that's been for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's how close this game has been.
Yeah, both teams really, you know, taking that approach, like you mentioned, Mishak, not going to allow that first goal, really try to force the team to make a good opportunity. And every possession here critical as both teams probe and try to get that first goal. Endow working the ball all the way on the far sideline. It's Fairs. Fairs looking to get past the Hunter College defender. Unable to do so. Both teams fighting for the possession, and now Fairs will get called for the foul. Free kick coming up here for Hunter College as they roll the ball towards goal. And now Hunter's going to look to play the ball up the near side, or the far side, I should say. Dolphins doing a nice job putting some pressure on it, coming away with the ball. They chip it toward the center, but once again, it's Mospa to come away and knock the ball away. Ball gets fed forward looking for Pine, but Zumanski, a beautiful play to knock it away and keep the ball up the near sideline, where it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Hawks, so a throw-in now for the Dolphins. Papaniku over to Endow. Now back up over to Zumanski as the Dolphins play the ball into the center, but nothing but purple there to get the ball, but now it's Arianis. Adianis looking for Klim to make a run down the sideline. He does. Now Klim chips the ball across, but Tang Fong is there for Hunter College, and he plays it quickly along the far sideline. Long pass up, looking for Pine. Pine, a 6'2" freshman from Washington, D.C. A couple of freshman players checking in to the lineup for Hunter as substitutes here in the first half. And now a long ball looking for Pine up along the near sideline, but the pass just a little bit too far ahead. It will roll out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Dolphins. But first, it will be Eric Conti checking in the game. He'll replace Eli Papaniku. Papaniku has been solid on defense all year long, Mishak, for CSI.
Yeah, he's been solid. He's been really good for them. Rock solid. He's gonna be another one to take a breather for the second half and get ready. Yeah, he's been a mainstay in this Dolphins lineup. Oh.
5:20 remaining here in the first half as Adianis looking to work the ball forward. He's marked there by Zacina, and now Hunter able to play the ball away in the center of the field as it comes onto the foot of Facina. Facina rolling the ball back now to Apasu. He loses possession, and now the ball is rolled forward. They were looking to get the ball onto the foot of Maria, but the ball is going to be knocked and stolen once again by the Dolphins. And here comes CSI looking to counterattack, but a nice defensive play by Hunter, and they'll roll the ball all the way back to Tenfang in goal. Hunter now going to work the ball up the near sideline. San Pedro now long pass looking for Pine, but Zumanski there to head the ball forward as Fedorzi goes up high for the ball along with Gladetsky. And now it's Gradetsky to come away with the ball over to Pine. Pine over to Batista. Batista swinging the ball all the way out onto the far side of the field to an overlapping Serena. Serena working his way upfield for one of the few times here this afternoon. Gradetsky is Hunter pressing forward here, but Fairs makes a nice defensive play to come away with the ball for the Dolphins and look to work the ball up the near sideline. Lehman with the ball. Lehman working the ball back, and now it's Morea. Morea up over to Fairs. Fairs with a little bit of space. Fairs rolling it down, looking for the Fedorzi, but a nice sliding tackle that time to knock the ball away and break up the momentum of the Dolphin attack. Maria to throw the ball in. Now it's Fairs. Fairs up over to Endow. Endow trying to get possession of the ball, trying to bull his way inside. He's knocked off by Gradetsky. And now Hunter comes away with possession of the ball. 3:25 remaining here in the first half. Ball rolled back up over to Tenfang and now played right up the center of the field. And now it's going to be Mosba on the near side. But his pass is knocked away and played by Lehman up over to Fedorzi. Fedorzi was looking for Klim breaking in, but the pass is going to be stolen away. And Lehman's going to lose possession now as the ball comes onto the foot of Batista. Batista knocked down in midfield, but the Hawks maintain possession of the ball as Apasu swings the ball out onto the far side of the field. And now it's Gradetsky. Mosba. Mosba playing the ball forward, but a nice play by Condi to step in and knock the ball away momentarily. But now Cecina plays the ball away for Hunter. Batista. Nice pass now up over to Apasu. Apasu working the ball down on the far side of the field. Now the ball is going to be played to Cecina. Cecina loses possession. It's going to roll back onto the foot of Batista. He wanted to get it on goal, but couldn't quite line it up. And then he's going to take down Diaz on the play and get called for the foul. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. Still only one shot on goal, 3 corner kicks apiece. We're still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks.
And that was the most string of passes any team has put together in this game so far. But it came down to nothing once again.
So the Dolphins look to play the ball in towards midfield as Fedorzi tries to head it forward and Hunter there to knock it away. Now it's Morea feeding it out over to Fairs. Fairs looking to work his way to the top of the penalty area. Fairs is knocked down and nothing called on the play. Boy, oh boy, that was a tough call on the play. That time it looked like the tackle came in a little bit late, but no foul called. So 1 minute, 21 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's been a good one. Still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks. Hunter looking to play the ball up the field, but the Dolphins able to knock the ball away. And now it's going to come all the way back onto the near sideline where Arianas is there to play it. Arianas trying to fight his way through, and we're going to have a whistle, and this time we're going to have a foul called on the Dolphins. 45 seconds remaining here in the first half. Still plenty of time to build up an attack towards goal for either team, as now it'll be Tenfang rolling the ball out along the far sideline. Apasu. Now Hunter rolling it out with 27 seconds. Long pass down, and Zumanski will let it roll towards goal, and Foldis will be there to make the play on the ball for the Dolphins. Foldis playing the ball high towards midfield. Klim tried to backheel it forward, and now it's Fedorzi looking for Arianas. But the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds with 7 seconds remaining. Arianas will try to throw it in quickly. The ball will bounce around, and that'll do it, Mishak. 45 minutes in the book. Got a good, close to the vest game. Scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks.
Yeah, this was a good, close game. Good, exciting game. Both teams, pushing, just to maintain the game and maintain that, they don't lose grip of the game. Because once they lose grip of the game, it's so close that you never know if you're going to get it back. So, it's a great, feisty game. Both teams showed a lot of fight in this first half.
So we're at halftime now. The Dolphins and the Hawks, no score. We're going to step aside and take a break as we are scoreless here between the Dolphins and the Hawks as you're watching men's soccer coverage exclusively on your voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably put the bonfire over there. Got some smoky light that I'll do it.
Mom!
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. I'm George, and I want you to spot the stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm movements. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Speed slow, fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. Ultimate party foul.
They said I have troll teeth. My voice sounded like a possessed baby doll. Yet no one would ever love someone as stupid as me. And I was fat, ugly, disgusting.
Even if we're breaking down, we can find a way to break through. Even if I can't find heaven, I'll walk through hell with you. Love, you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna stand by you.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
searching for help with Dachshund reading.
Oh, let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join the parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Love is love.
This is why you took the second job. Why you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. Why you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
Gary. We are GetSchooled.com.
We're back here at halftime where the College of Staten Island is tied with Hunter College. No score between these two teams. And, you know, Meshach, it was a very even first half. Both teams really, you know, playing it close to the vest. Both teams had opportunities, had prods into the other team's offensive territory, but neither team really had that big goal-scoring opportunity, and neither goalie made that huge save in the first half.
Yeah, neither team had that big break for them. You know, the gates didn't open for them. So, you know, really and truly, you know, both teams very happy to be at the break goalless right now, but both teams definitely going to go out there in the second half and push for a goal and also still be defensively intact, because nobody wants to give up a goal in this game.
Yeah, only 3 conference games remaining for the Dolphins. This game here this afternoon against Hunter College, and then 2 road games. First it'll be Lehman College, and then it will be John Jay. So the season rapidly coming to an end for both of these teams, and, you know, for Hunter College, an opportunity to really lock themselves up on top in the conference with their 5th win here this afternoon. For the Dolphins, a big game here, as they really need to get this victory here. They cannot afford to get their second loss. You know, Meshach, we're just getting the stats from Joe Foreman here at halftime, and, you know, the shot 6-3 in favor of the Dolphins. Vasile Fedorzi led all players. He had 2 shots on goal, 3 corner kicks apiece, but really a tight, well-played game by both these teams.
Yeah, it was a real tight game, especially you can see by the fouls, you know, 9 fouls for Hunter College and 6 for Staten Island. So, you know, really tight game, really close game, you know, and we're looking forward to the second half and see what the second half brings.
Yeah, so we're about 4.5 minutes or so away from the start of the second half. Why don't we step aside, take one final break, and then we'll be back to bring you the second half action as you're watching men's soccer coverage exclusively on your voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill. But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean. Separate. Cook.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were doing their thing, we slowly tamed them. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
We're back here at halftime. No score between the Dolphins and the Hawks as we get ready for the start of the second half. And this is the second game of a doubleheader. Earlier this afternoon, the women's team lost a heartbreaker to FDU Florham by a final score of 2-1, as it was two late Hunter goals two late FDU goals that were the difference in that game. But, you know, Meshach, 45 minutes remaining in this game. First place on the line here this afternoon, and a lot of intensity in the first half, and we expect even more here in the second half.
You expect it to be even more harder and more grittier in the second half because, you know, it gets closer to the ending of the game, and you don't want no heartbreaks in this game. So, you know, both teams will definitely be looking for the spark to get the goal or the actual play that's going to lead to the goal.
And, you know, Meshach, as we really starting to see all the teams in the conference, we can really see how evenly matched all of these teams are. And, you know, even Hunter, that's sitting in first place, they lost to Lehman on the road by a score of 1-0. So, you know, any of these teams are vulnerable to any of these opponents. And, you know, you really want to get yourself in the best position and certainly minimize the number of games you need to play.
Yeah, I haven't seen any blowout games all the games that we have covered for CSI. I haven't seen any blowout games. The closest to a blowout we could see is the Meg Evans game, but that was a tough game because they had to fight for those 2 goals. So, the conference is very evenly matched, and, teams like Mega, who's at the bottom of the conference, they'll still give you a run for your money. So it's very hard, this conference, as it's saying.
Yeah, very dangerous. And, on the men's side, the team's very evenly matched. And, these teams are winning games 1-0 and 2-1, one way or another. So, like you mentioned, Mishak, it's not like, there's somebody running away with these games in the conference. Very close, especially in the top half of the table. So here comes Hunter College as they will move from left to right here in the second half, as it's Apasu with the ball. Apasu trying to work it forward. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be played by Serena, but it's going to end up being a throw-in now for the Dolphins. So the Dolphins throw the ball in, but Hunter is able to step forward and head the ball out. Diaz along the near sideline, but he'll lose possession, and now the possession will go back to Hunter College. Mishak, in a game like that, like this, the most innocent possession can turn into a goal. So both teams are going to really try to treasure the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, both teams are not going to treat the ball for granted. They're definitely going to try to make the plays with it, because you never know in a game like these how much chances you're going to get, and you don't want that to be a last chance. So you always treat each chance like it's going to be a last chance and put the ball in the back of the net. So
Arianas tried to play the ball forward and now is able to come away with the possession of the ball and try to work the ball down the far sideline, but it's going to be played there by Gradetsky. Gradetsky, as the ball is going to get rolled all the way over to Surat Gary. And now it's going to be played up into the middle of the field once again to Gradetsky. And now Hunter's going to try to build up the attack once again, but the pass into the midfield is knocked away momentarily by Condi. But the Hawks once again come away with possession of the ball. So first 3 minutes have been kind of like the first half was, Mishak. A lot of play in the middle and not really a lot of space for either team.
Yeah, not a lot of players on the field is getting a lot of time and space on the ball. They have to make the decisions fast, be faster on the ball, think faster on the ball, and, it changed the whole dimension of the game. It makes the game much faster.
As that time, Lehman loses possession of the ball, and the Hawks try to break forward, but a couple of Dolphins converge, and Endow comes away with the ball now for the Dolphins. Endow stutter steps along the far sideline, tries to execute a give and go, but the ball's going to be cut away by Gradetsky as the Hawks try to bring the ball up towards midfield, but once again, it's Condi there to step forward and knock it away, and it'll be out of bounds, but the throw-in will go to the Dolphins. Morea trying to play the ball forward to himself with the back heel, but the Hawk defense is there once again to knock the ball away. At times, Zumanski stepped forward to knock the ball back towards midfield, but the Hawks come away with possession as it's Serena. Serena tried to work the ball forward, but Klim comes back defensively to knock it away and feed it in midfield to Maria. Maria, Arianas. Arianas playing the ball forward as the Dolphins try to build up the attack. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, but it will be a throw-in now for the Dolphins. Dolphins play it in as the ball comes into Endow on the play. And now it's going to be Diaz overlapping from his fullback position. They try to play the ball into the middle, but it's going to be knocked away and played by the Hawks defensively. Mospa passing the ball forward. Munoz with the ball. Munoz feeding the ball forward, and that's Kissel. Kissel came into the game with 3 goals. Mishak, one of the 3 Hawk players with 3 goals. He checked out in the first half, and the Dolphins did a pretty good job keeping him pretty quiet in the first half.
Yeah, he didn't get even a sight of goal. I don't even think he took a shot. So, keeping him quiet is definitely one of the main goals the Dolphins have, and they did that well.
Hunter trying to skate their way into the middle of the field now as it's Apasu with the ball. Apasu trying to feed it forward, but the Dolphins defense is there to knock the ball away and play the ball out towards midfield where Klim tries to come forward and play the ball, but it'll be Sir Gary to play the ball away as we have a whistle and a player shaken up, and that will be Marcin Klim.
Yeah, that looked like his hamstring right there. You know, he was running hard, and it looked like yeah.
Boy, that would be a tough break for the CSI Dolphins. Mishak Marcin leading the team in goal scoring, and he does seem to have some flexibility with the leg, so certainly no hamstring tear there, but there could be a lot of things short of that can keep you out. And something we always mention, Mishak, is how short this season is, so you really don't have much time to get an injury and recover from it before the season is over. So
it looks like he's rubbing his calf, so hopefully it's something that's not going to keep him out the season, because basically it's only like 2 more weeks or 3 weeks left.
So we'll see how he is, as it'll be. We'll just play the ball forward, and Tenfang will be there to play it out for the Hawks. Here early in the second half, still scoreless and still only 1 shot on goal officially here the entire game. Hunter looking to play the ball on the far side of the field, as the ball is going to be fed forward, and it's Zasina with the ball as Hunter works the ball back. Now it's Gradetsky over to Zasina. Zasina feeding the ball out onto the far side, and here comes Hunter with a little bit of speed. Nice defensive play by Arianos to come over and knock the ball away. But a better play that time, I believe that was Benini to knock the ball away for the Hawks. Gradensky chipping it to a wide-open Hawk player there. I believe that was Iodonis. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on Hunter, and that was probably the best opportunity for the Hawks here this afternoon. 37 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the second half, and that
in this game you can't touch a goalie, so the foul was placed on the Hawks.
Yeah, in a game like this, the officials are really going to make sure that if a goal is scored, it's a clean one. So if you commit, any kind of touch in the penalty area, Mishak, it looks like the official is going to flag it on the whoever the offensive team is.
Officials don't want to be the reason why you lose a game. You don't want to, especially a big game like this. So they'll definitely make sure every goal is clean.
Apasu with the ball, now feeding it into the center of the field where it's Served Gary. Now up along the near sideline where it's going to, and now the Hawks look to bring the ball up, but it's going to be stolen by Faz, who'll get the ball to Diaz, and now to Zumansky, who has a little bit of room in the center of the field, and now he's going to roll it up over to Condi. Condi back to out over to Diaz. Diaz pressured, feeds it up to Lehman, and now it's Endow. Dolphins executing a series of passes here to build up the attack along the far side of the field to Arianos. And now it's Morea. Morea tried to roll it forward, but he kind of shanked that one and knocked it out of bounds, so it'll be a free kick once again for Hunter College. 9 minutes into this second half, still scoreless between the clearing the ball out, but he was there to make the save.
Those are the chances that, you're going to get, those little snap chances that you wouldn't believe that you're getting, but, you have to finish those. But those are hard chances, too, because you're shocked that you got them.
The Dolphins, Kosovic trying to play the ball away. He breaks down the near sideline. It's knocked out of bounds, but it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins deep inside Hunter territory. Fedorzi over to Faz. Faz trying to keep the ball in along the corner. It's knocked out of bounds, and this time it'll be a throw-in for Hunter College. Hunter able to get the ball in place. So Gary with plenty of space to feed the ball across, and now that'll be Hunter able to build up the attack, as it'll be San Pedro throwing the ball forward. Over to Mosbar. Mosbar, a nice pass into the midfield to get the Hunter counterattack going, but the Dolphins able to come back and knock the ball away as Endow feeds the ball up over to Fedorzi. Now Diaz. Now Condi. Nice pass now to Maria. Hobby with a little bit of space down the far side. Hobby, a nice move getting past one defender. He turns and puts it towards goal, but nobody there as the ball's going to go up over the crossbar and out of bounds. Looked like he had Kosovic breaking in toward the far post, but the pass not on target. Tenfang to take the free kick now for the Hawks as he plays the ball up over toward the near sideline. As Fairs is there to head the ball forward and look for Kosovic. Kosovic, nice sliding tackle by Serena. And the ball's knocked out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in for the Dolphins, and Ali Fairs will take the throw-in. Fairs getting the ball into Endow. Endow looking for a way to turn. Now he's double-teamed as he loses possession of the ball out of bounds, and now it'll be a throw-in for the Hawks. Nico Serena going to come up to throw the ball in. As we have 33 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the second half. Scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks. The Dolphins credited with their second shot on goal here in the second half. As we're going to have a whistle as Jacob Zubanski got shaken up on the play. He collided out in midfield with one of the Hawk players. I believe it was Daniel Kissel. And Kissel looks to be okay, but Zubanski's a little bit shaken up on the play. And Dolphins already had Marcin Klim come off the field in the second half, though he does appear to be okay. Jacob Zubanski's one of the last players, Mishak, you want to see come off the field for the Dolphins in the second half of a scoreless game.
Yeah, you don't want Jacob Zubanski coming off. He's been a savior in the defense all season long. I think Kudiak player of the week for 2 weeks straight, right? So, you don't want to see him come off. But injury, a player like this, you got to check, make sure it's not a concussion or whatever. Make sure he's good to play on because, with injuries to the head, it's not just the short term, it's the long term. So, hopefully he's okay. It's just a little knock. He'll be able to play for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so Zubanski a little bit shaken off. He'll come off for at least a moment here. Actually, it doesn't look like he wants to come off at all, but the official will send him over to the sideline. So let's see if the Dolphins substitute here for Zubanski or just see if they can get him waved back on the field. As the clock is stopped, 33:04 remaining here in the second half. Officially, no shots on goal for Hunter College here this afternoon. Only 2 for the Dolphins, 1 in each half. It's been a scoreless game, and it's been a pretty even game as the ball will be punted forward now by the Hawks over to the Dolphins, and it will be the Dolphins with the free kick here as they will have an opportunity to put the ball back in play.
Returning for the Dolphins, 6 starter Nika replaces 24 Hobby Marrera.
So Don Nika will check into the game. He will replace Hobby Marrera. Marrera pretty effective since coming on as a substitute and really created a few opportunities. Ball is going to be played into the center of the midfield where Endow will let the ball go, and it will be played by Lehman. Lehman up over to Fedorzi. Fedorzi, a long pass down the far sideline. He was looking for Arianas, but Hunter able to come away, knock the ball out of bounds. Last off of Arianas. So it will be a throw-in for the Dolphins. As Papanikou able to come onto the field for the Dolphins as he'll replace Zubanski. And now Hunter looking to play the ball out in midfield as the ball is going to be rolled across. Apasu chipping the ball back towards goal. A dangerous play, but ball headed back to Tenfang and no damage done for the Hawks. Tenfang chipping the ball up over toward the near sideline. Now it's Lehman heading it to Fedorzi. Fedorzi trying to wheel the ball up over to Fairs, but a nice defensive play that time by the Hawks as they will look to bring the ball up towards the center of the field. Munoz Munoz, a nice pass, breaking out Ariadanis. Ariadanis shouldered off the ball, but it's Kissel. Now the ball's going to be chipped towards goal, but it'll roll harmlessly out of bounds, and it will be another free kick opportunity here for the Dolphins. So Hunter put together a couple of passes on that play, but really couldn't get a sequence towards goal.
That's been the story of their game, good passes, but they can't really get the end product, and it's not a clear opportunity that they're having. The Dolphins now, they're trying to get their play too.
Condi gets the ball up over to Faz. Faz tried to get it to Kosovic, but the pass just over his head. And it's going to be parried away by the Hunter defense as it's Munoz. Munoz will be fouled on the play, so it'll be a free kick opportunity here for Hunter College, as it looks like Christopher Lee will make his first appearance here of the afternoon. So Surratt Gary will take the free kick for Hunter as he chips the ball high toward the Dolphin penalty area. And the ball's going to be played forward but not out as Hunter looking to attack once again, but now it'll be Diaz to step forward and knock the ball away. Nika tried to get past the Hawk defense as the Dolphins try to break in 2-2, but a nice defensive play by Hunter to slow down the Dolphin attack. A long high ball played in midfield. Endow is there to knock the ball away momentarily, but now it's going to be a Pasu to play the ball as it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in here for the Dolphins.
Come on, come take a couple. You're good, let's go, just get a rest.
Last year it was Hunter College scoring the golden goal in the second overtime as Aristo Ariadanis put the ball in the net with just 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in that second overtime to give Hunter College the 2-1 win at Randall's Island the last time these two teams met. And, Mishak, this game has all the ear makings of another tough one-goal game one way or another.
Yeah, it does. It just look, the game just wait for somebody to make that one mistake.
Zacina playing the ball forward. Now it's Diaz playing it to Lehman. And now Condi. Condi's pass will go back to Diaz as the Dolphins try to work the ball back along the defensive line as Papanikou plays it up to Arianis, but Arianis' header will be knocked out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in here for the Dolphins. Nika now to Lehman. Lehman with a little bit of space as he gets the ball up over to Faz as Hunter now comes over toward the near side of the field. Faz playing the ball up over to Christopher Lee. Now the pass is centered in front. Now it's Nika who turns and shoots. That's blocked. Nika gets the rebound, but we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Dolphins, so it'll be a free kick now for Hunter College as Nika ended up with the ball in the center of the pitch, but his shot was blocked away by the Hunter defense. 27 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in regulation time. We're still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks. Tenfang chipping the ball up high toward the near sideline. Faz goes up high for the ball with Munoz, and Ali got a little shaken up on the play, and we're going to have a whistle and a stoppage as the official now blows the whistle. So couple stoppages here in the second half as this time Ali Faz got a little shaken up on the play for the Dolphins. So Ali's going to come out of the game momentarily for the Dolphins. And Zumanski will check back in for CSI. So Jacob appears to be okay. And Faz will check out as the Dolphins will play it towards the Hawk goal, and Tenfang will put it in play. So we're back in action as the clock continues to roll. 27 minutes remaining in regulation. Big steal now by Lehman. Kosovic over to Papanikou. Papanikou's touch pass is going to be stolen away. And now we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on Lehman. So that time looked like the Dolphins were building up towards an opportunity, Mishak, but the opportunity never came.
Yeah, they're looking for the opportunity. It was a good opportunity just now, especially the move to bring Eli into the midfield.
And now it's Hunter looking to counterattack quickly, but Zumanski, who just checked back into the game, is able to step in front of Kissel, knock the ball out of bounds, and force the Hunter College throw-in as freshman Adam Pine will check back into the game here for the Hawks. And he will replace Daniel Kissel. So, you know, we mentioned earlier, Mishak, Kissel with 3 goals on the year, including 2 game winners, but very quiet here this afternoon.
Yeah, very quiet, very quiet. So actually, you know, I'm good for us that he's been quiet. You know, he came on. I'm not gonna lie, he came on in the first half. Thought he was gonna do something big, especially with his height, but no, it didn't really work out.
Diaz shipping the ball up the near sideline. Now it's Papaniku looking to play the ball to Lee. Lee feeds Kosovic, and now Kosovic with a little bit of room in the center of the pitch. He feed up over to Nika, is knocked away. Now Kosovic comes flying into the play, and he'll get called for the foul. So Hunter to put the ball in play here. Shots at a premium, still only 2 shots on goal credited officially for the Dolphins. Still no shots on goal for the Hawks. Arianis, he tried to feed it in towards Lee, but once again, Hunter College is there to knock the ball away and play it up along the far sideline, and now it's the Dolphins. Now Hunter College looking to counterattack quickly and try to catch the Dolphins back defensively as they feed the ball up over to Pine. Pine chipping the ball all the way across. Papaniku knocks the ball up in the air but not out as Endow goes for the header and now is able to head it in towards Lee. Diaz, nice pass back to Lee as he opens up the center of the field. Now to Kosovic. Kosovic in the midfield circle now looks to feed Papaniku. Papaniku's pass was looking for Nika, but it's stolen away once again. And now Endow has possession of the ball, but instead it'll be Zasina to steal it away. Zasina's pass to Pine is knocked away as Lehman tries to come forward and play it in midfield and get the ball up over to Arianas, but the pass just a little bit too far ahead and out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in now for Hunter. 24 minutes remaining here in regulation time. Still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Hawks. Cecina trying to play the ball up in midfield. Now it's going to be played forward to Gordetsky. Gordetsky in the center of the field. Now it's Cecina. That's Hunter trying to build up the attack now on the near side. A nice pass, but a nice sliding play by Papaniku to break up that Hunter buildup. And Mishak, it looked that time like Hunter was building up. A nice play by Papaniku.
Yeah, he stopped the play. You know, his brave touch just now, brave slide in, and another chance to look like it's brewing now.
Here comes Nika. Nika turns and puts the ball to goal. It's off Tenfang in the center, and now it's Papaniku. Over to Lee. Lee feeding Arianas. Arianas tips it forward as the Dolphins maintain possession but can't put the ball in towards goal. Lehman. Now Nika. Nika turns and shoots. Tenfang gets a hand on it and knocks it out of bounds. Beautiful opportunity that time. Tenfang couldn't hold it, but he got enough of it to knock the ball away and knock it out of bounds.
Returning for the Hawks, 26, John Bautista, and number 9, Ali Fairs for the Dolphins.
So it's going to be a corner kick opportunity here for the Dolphins. It will be their 4th corner of the game, as it looks like Lehman will take the corner. Long high ball all the way back toward the top of the penalty area, past everybody. Now Zumanski steps forward and knocks it towards goal, but well wide and out of bounds. So it'll be a free kick opportunity here for Hunter College as the clock continues to roll and the pressure continues to build, Mishak.
Yeah, the clock is going down. I'm about to hit 20 minutes. You know, it's going to be exciting 20 minutes because both teams are just going to look for the goal.
Kosovic turns and shoots and looked like he had a little bit of space, but the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be a free kick once again here for Hunter. So here comes Tenfang. He'll take the free kick as Endow able to head it forward. Now it's Kosovic. Kosovic, a beautiful pass over to Nika, but he gets under it once again and is unable to put the ball on net. And, you know, that was a big opportunity that time, Mishak, one of the few big opportunities. But unfortunately, Danny couldn't get that one on goal.
Anxiety took over. He couldn't control himself when he got there. He was ready to blast it. Literally looked where the goal was, forgot where the goal was, didn't place it. But, you know, those are the chances that we was talking about. You got to put those in because that was a clear-cut chance. You never know when you're going to get that back. But it seems like the Dolphins are brewing something in the last 20 minutes. Hunter Hawks came out hot, and now they're really tiring. So, yeah.
So it's going to be Faz to throw the ball in, and we're going to have a whistle on the play. And it looks like some foul, the type of foul against the Dolphins. So it'll be a free kick now for Hunter College as we're inside of 20 minutes remaining in regulation. No score between the Dolphins and the Hawks as Hunter will play the ball out on the far side of the field. So Hunter plays the free kick, and it's going to be stolen away by Nika. Nice play by Nika to turn the ball over as Faz looks to play the ball down the far side, but he's knocked off it. But Nika comes away with it once again. A couple of good plays by Nika. He feeds it in front to Papaniku. He turns and shoots, and that's going to be blocked away, and then Kosovic will get called for the handball.
You know, they're getting their chances now later in the game.
Yeah, the Dolphins starting to build up and, you know, really starting to get a little bit of pressure on Hunter College here. 19 minutes, 17 seconds remaining here in the second half. And we're still scoreless. Munoz playing it into the center of the field. Charging hard for the ball is Batista. Dolphins knock it away momentarily, but now it's Gradetsky. Gradetsky feeding it into Pine. Pine trying to break his way in, but Diaz shields him off the ball. And now Foldis will throw the ball up to the midfield line, up over to Papaniku. Papaniku rolling the ball down the near sideline. A nice defensive play that time by the Hawks, and I believe that was Surin Gary who pushed Kosovic off the ball and came away with the possession. Munoz looking for Pine, knocked away and out of bounds, and once again it will be the Hawks to throw the ball in. Nice throw in past Lehman. Gradetsky tried to play it forward. 50-50 ball in midfield, and a nice play by Mospa to come away with the ball for Hunter. Now Pine. Pine playing it in front, charging in on the play was, I believe it was Munoz, but Foldis able to come away with the ball. So that play didn't look dangerous, but Foldis had to come up big and make sure he held on to that one, Mishak. Now Hunter trying to put some pressure on, but Faz is there to turn the ball back towards midfield and get the ball up over to Nika. Nika playing very well here in the second half. Another takeaway. Nika, a long high ball across. He's looking for Papaniku.
Oh, the high boot. That's the high boot call. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow, that time Papaniku gets called for the foul. And interesting here in the second half, Mishak, Papaniku working his way up into the offensive attack on a few occasions here in the second half.
Yeah, you know, him and Danny Nika, you know, really combining right now. You know, Nika whipped on the ball. Papaniku was there, but he just got caught with the high boot. The player was rushing in.
Yeah, Papaniku playing a lot of defense on the right side. Now moved up to midfield on the left side of the Dolphin attack here in the second half. And he's created a couple of opportunities, but we still remain scoreless as it's Pine with the ball now for the Hawks. Ball gets rolled back towards midfield, a 50-50 ball, and now the Hawks are going to play it back to Gradensky. Sir Gary playing it forward. Diaz Chips the ball forward, and Papanico able to come away with the 50-50 ball for the Dolphins and feed it back to Diaz. Nice pass up to Kosovic. Kosovic trying to turn in toward the center. He's tripped on the play, and it will be a foul now for Hunter College. And with this ball just on the other side of midfield, the Dolphins just play it right in toward the center. Now it's Lehman. Lehman trying to build up a little bit of speed. Was looking for Faz, but a nice play by Hunter to step up. I believe that was Mosba to come away and steal it, but a nice play by Arianis now to turn the ball back for the Dolphins. Now Nika on the far side with a little bit of space. Nika turning it into Lee. Lee trying to backheel the ball on the play, looking for Arianis, and I thought Lee might have been able to turn that one towards goal a little bit. Instead, the Dolphins tried to play it out, and now it will come back into midfield. Arianis. Now Nika. Nika feeding it forward to Lee, but has passed a little bit too far ahead and out of bounds, and it will be a free kick now for Hunter. But first, we're going to have 3 substitutions for the Hawks.
Substitutions for the Hawks.
Spayu will check into the game. Kissel will check into the game. Michael Merlo will check into the game. And they will replace Alex Cecina along with Jacob Gledinski. I thought Gledinski had played very well all game long for Hunter College, as he will check off along with Mustafa Mosbar. And I thought Mosbar had also played very well for Hunter here this afternoon.
Yeah. Good plays for Hunter. You know, they try to help control the game, but Hunter's bringing in one of the goal scorers back into the game. Last 15 minutes, trying to make a push.
So we're inside of that 15-minute mark, still scoreless, and now it's Lehman with the ball. Lehman up over to Lee. Lee knocked down in midfield, gets it to Faz. Now it's Kosovic. Kosovic turned toward the center. Was stripped down on the play. Official says no way, and Hunter continues to play on. Diaz having to come over and knock the ball out. Now it's Kosovic. Kosovic playing the ball into the center of the field. I'm sorry, that was Papanico, but his pass is knocked away, and now it's Endow to play the ball. Lehman. Lehman playing it out over to Condi, as Condi's going to work the ball up to Kosovic, breaking it with some speed on the far sideline. Kosovic working against San Pedro. Ball's going to be played out toward the sideline and kept in bounds by Hunter. And now it'll be Condi coming back to retrieve the ball just inside of midfield and roll it back to Zemansky. Diaz. Diaz rolling it forward. Now it's Nika. Nika tried to turn in toward the middle, but a nice defensive play that time by the Hawks as it's Munez playing the ball in the center of the field over to Batista. Batista tried to play it forward, but Endow is there to cut the ball away and regain possession for the Dolphins. Endow into the center of the field over to Condi. Condi across the midfield line. Feeding the ball out to Lee. Lee trying to get the ball with momentum. Lee turning it in toward the center, but the pass not hard enough, and it's going to be knocked up high in the air by Sereno and out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins, but first we're going to have Fazio Fedorsi check into the game for the Dolphins, and he'll replace Ryan Lehman. So Fedorsi will come in. He'll replace Lehman for the Dolphins.
Like for like substitution right now.
13 minutes remaining. Papanico in front. The ball headed away by the Hawk defense, and Papanico will get called for the foul, as that time Papanico and Nico Serena came together. Serena went down on the play, and he'll be okay. So the clock will continue to roll as we're inside of 12 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in this scoreless second half.
That ball was a hit with a lot of velocity. That's why it forced Papanico to jump in the air and lead into his player. But the chances are coming, and it's the last 13 minutes.
11, Brandon Facina.
So Brandon Facina will check into the game, and he'll replace Patino Muniz for Hunter College. As we remain scoreless here, both teams looking for that one mistake to try to take advantage of and get that big first goal. Papanico working against the double team. Now Pine trying to come over for the ball against Endow. Endow able to play it over to Diaz, and Diaz able to get it to Fedorsi in a little bit of space. Fedorzi over to Condi. Condi crosses the midfield line. He'd look to get the ball forward to Nika, but Hunter came to take the ball away and play it out in towards midfield. Dolphins knock the ball out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw-in now for the Hawks. 11 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Scoreless. Dolphins and Hawks. Hunter came into this game first place overall in the QDAC Conference with a 4-1-0 record. Dolphins and CCNY at 3-1-1. Of course, CCNY would have the tiebreaker over Staten Island since they defeated CSI earlier in the season. So Dolphins truly sitting in third position coming into the game here this afternoon. As now it's going to be played by Papaniku out in towards midfield. Nika working against a couple of Hawks, but can't get past Batista on the play. Now Hunter looking to break in on goal. As coming in hard is going to be Iodonis. And a nice play that time by Foldis as they collided. And Foldis was able to come away and make the save. So that time Iodonis with the biggest opportunity here in the afternoon, but denied by Foldis. So Foldis and Iodonis crashed together on the play. And the Dolphins very fortunate. We mentioned earlier, Meshach, that it was Aristo Iodonis who scored the golden goal with just over a minute remaining in double overtime last year that gave Hunter that 2-1 win at Randall's Island. And this time he broke in on Foldis once again. Foldis able to come away and make the save. And with 10 minutes remaining, we're going to see Marcin Klim check into the game, and he'll replace Danny Nika. And I thought Nika was one of the better players out on the pitch for the Dolphins, Meshach, here in the second half.
Yeah, that was Marcin Klim comes back in. He was playing good before his little injury, so for him to come back in the last 10 minutes, it would be a good sign for the Dolphins.
Lee with possession. Lee getting past a couple of Hawks and now feeding it over to Klim. Klim's pass is going to be knocked away, and it's going to be Pine to knock the ball away now for Hunter. Pine, a nice feed for Iodonis. Iodonis over to Kissel. Kissel's been quiet all afternoon looking for some late magic here for the Hawks. Serena now looking to overlap. Serena feeding the ball up now to Facina. Facina working to get the ball to Pine, but Pine shoved off the ball nicely, that time by Lee, and then Pine will commit the foul, looking to regain possession. So a free kick coming up now for the Dolphins, as it'll be Diaz to take the free kick. Diaz, a high winding ball as it's headed forward now by Kosovic. Kosovic has the ball knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in, and it's going to be a throw-in for Hunter. Serena to throw the ball in for the Hawks. The senior defender gets it into the freshman Pine. The ball's going to be knocked away, and it's going to be a Pasu to come away with the ball now for Hunter as they look to play the ball down the far side of the field where it's going to be knocked out of bounds and will be a throw-in for the Dolphins. But first we're going to have a substitution here for the Dolphins. And it looks like Juan Candela is going to make his first appearance of the afternoon for CSI. So Candela will check in, and he will replace Klim. And Klim came out back onto the field, Meshach, but couldn't do it. And that would be a big blow to the Dolphins if he's not able to continue to play. And, you know, we mentioned earlier Klim leading the team in goals. Meshach, and the Dolphins have only scored 22 goals on the year, and Marston has 9 of them.
Yeah, he has 9 of them, and the way how the goal scoring job, it's hard for them to score certain type of goals in certain type of games. It's really tough, so for him to be out is, hopefully, you know, he'll be back for the next game.
So Klim is over on the trainers table, and the Dolphins will look to get the attack going here with 7 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in the second half. Still scoreless. Throw in now by Serena. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and he'll come up and take the throw in a little bit deeper in Dolphin territory. Endow able to shove the Hunter player off the ball and knock the ball back towards midfield where Surrett Gary is there to play the ball. 50-50 ball. Lee fighting for possession of the ball with Graditsky, and instead it's Kosovic coming away with the ball, and it's over to Lee. Lee with a little bit of space. Lee rolling it out over to Fairs, but Fairs kicked the ball off his back heel, and the Dolphins lose possession. And Dolphins looking maybe at that time Mishak might have had an opportunity to put the shot on goal, as it looked like Lee had a little bit of space, but now here comes Hunter once again. Serena as the Hawks try to attack. As that time Serena tried to overlap. Nice defensive play by the Dolphins to knock the ball out of bounds, and Hunter will throw it in. Now under 6 minutes remaining in regulation.
Yeah, this is going to be another 6 minutes because this is crazy.
Lob is going to be thrown in that time by Apasu. He's looking for Pine, and we're going to have a whistle, and maybe he touched it with his hand, Mishak, I'm not sure. But regardless, it will be a free kick.
Anything works.
So Diaz takes the free kick. Kosovic tried to push Apasu in the back, and now it'll be Hunter College with the free kick opportunity. Clock continues to roll now, 5:20 remaining. Apasu with the ball. In the center of the field now to Pine. Pine working the ball back to Graditsky. Now it's Pine. Pine looking to turn on Endow. Nice feed to an open to an open Facina. Facina stepping right in front, and Zumanski there to head the ball out once again. Now the Dolphins trying to attack, and we're going to have a whistle and a free kick for the Dolphins. Now it's Lee. Lee rolling it into the center of the field over to Nika. Nika now to Kosovic. Kosovic trying to turn. Now gets the ball out on the near side over to Candela to Lee. Lee feeding into Kosovic. Kosovic tried to chest the ball down, but the Hawks able to play the ball out onto the near side of the field up over to Graditsky. Graditsky with a little bit of space. Feeding the ball up over to Kissel. Kissel looking to work against Zumanski, but he touched a little bit too far ahead, and it will be a free kick now for the Dolphins.
Returning for the Dolphins, 24, Harvey Morera. He replaces 6 starter Nika.
So Harvey Morera will check back in. He will replace Danny Nika. Clock continuing to roll. 4:05 now remaining in the second half. Condi feeding the ball up over to Faz. Faz rolling the ball out over to Lee. And now it's going to be Candela. Candela, a nice thread ball through over to Lee. Lee turns and puts the ball over towards Kosovic. Kosovic tries to free himself up, but a nice defensive play by Hunter to knock the ball away, but not out. Endow. Endow steps past Pine. Endow looking for somewhere to go. Now feeds the ball up over to Fedorzi. And now it's going to be Diaz. Diaz, a long winding ball in the box. He was looking for Fairs, but you can see the push from here, Mishak, and he gets called for the foul. So Fairs gets called for the foul, and that breaks up another Dolphin opportunity. As the clock continues to roll, we're down to 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the second half. Hunter playing the ball down along the far sideline. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a foul, actually, and the Dolphins get the free kick as we're now inside of 3 minutes remaining here in the second half.
Keep it moving! Connect!
Dolphins trying to play it forward. They were looking for Maria, but the ball's going to be knocked away and played out now by the Hawks. Pine right in the center of the field playing the ball now for the Dolphins. He rolls the ball forward onto the foot of Facina. Facina working against Diaz. The players collide, but it'll go out of bounds, and it will be last touched, this time by the Hawks. So the Dolphins will throw the ball in deep inside their defensive territory. 2:10 remaining. Lee with the ball. Now Fedorzi. Fedorzi trying to get past a couple of Hawk players and get the ball out over to Candela. Fedorzi. Now the ball's going to be headed forward up over to Lee. Lee trying to keep the ball in bounds. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Boy, it's going to be Hunter College to throw it in. But first we're going to have a substitution as John Batista will check back into the game, and he'll replace Adam Pine. Ryan Lehman will check back into the game. He'll replace Muhammad Endow. As we have 90 seconds remaining here in the second half. Dolphins knock the ball out of bounds, so once again it will be Hunter to throw the ball in. Inside of Dolphin territory, 75 seconds remaining here in regulation. Players collide in midfield. Nothing will be called, and the Dolphins will get to throw the ball in. 1 minute remaining in the game.
1 minute.
Lee with the ball. Lee up over to Lehman. Now Morea. Morea over to Faz. Faz trying to free himself in the center. He's looking for Kosovic. Kosovic breaks inside, turns, shoots, and he scores! Adrian Kosovic in the 90th minute got inside the defender, was able to get past the goalie, put it inside the wide open net. He scores his 6th goal of the year, his 2nd goal in 2 games, and just like that, Meshach, in the final minute, the College of Staten Island takes a 1-0 lead off the beautiful feed by Ali Faz.
Oh, wow, that was a beautiful goal, especially Kosovic to keep his composure in the penalty box, fool the goalie, get back in time, and put it in the back of the net. Wow, that was in 42 seconds left, man. Like I said, it was going to be whoever makes a mistake first, and Hunter made the mistake. They thought the game was going into overtime, so they relaxed a little bit.
Kosovic with his 6th from Faz. The low goal scorer here as we have 30 seconds remaining in the game, and Hunter trying to attack. Facina, a beautiful feed across as breaking in. I couldn't see which Hawk player was breaking in on the play, but with 17 seconds remaining, the clock stopped. I'm not sure why. As it's a free kick now coming up for Foldis, as Foldis will sky the ball high towards
10,
midfield
9,
with 9
8,
seconds remaining.
7, 6,
5 seconds as Hunter
4,
plays it forward,
3,
and that's going to
2,
do it. The
1.
College of Staten Island on the goal by Adrian Kosovic in the 90th minute go on to defeat Hunter College by a score of 1-0 off the beautiful play from Ali Faz. And, you know, Meshach, that time, Faz turned toward the center. He fed the ball into Kosovic. It looked like he might be marked on the play, but Kosovic able to flick the ball behind him, get the ball behind the goalie, Tenfang. And once he did that, he had the wide open shot at the goal. He made no mistake with it, and he drilled it home, his 6th goal of the year, and that was enough for the Dolphins to win 1-0.
Yeah, that was enough, man, and it was a good coming to it. Brought more excitement to an exciteful match already. So, you know, heartbreak for Hunter, and joyous, gladful victory for the CSI Dolphins as they go into first place.
So the Dolphins move temporarily into first place. They pick up the win. They now go to 4-1-1 on the year. Hunter College will drop to 4-2 on the year. And, you know, we mentioned earlier, Meshach, a couple of other big games going on in the conference. We don't have any scoring updates for you at this point, but Mega Evers is playing Brooklyn, and the big game, CCNY not in action in conference battle here this afternoon, so they won't drop the game. But, you know, for the Dolphins, a huge win here this afternoon.
Yeah, that's a major win. You know, a major win, especially for them in their conference. You know, especially since they lost their game to CCNY. But yeah, great game.
As the Dolphins win by a score of 1-0, and we're going to be joined by the goal scorer, Adrian Kosovic. Kosovic picking up his 6th goal of the season, 2nd goal this week, and that gave the Dolphins the victory. Adrian, it was quite a battle, a back-and-forth match against a very tough team, but you were able to take advantage of that big mistake in the last minute.
Yeah, you know, Ali found me with a great ball at the end of the game. luckily enough, we were able to pressure them, keep them on their heels, and towards the end of the game, we caught them slipping, and I was able to put it in the back of the net.
You know, Adrian, this conference is so close, and every one of these games is such a battle. There's such a paramount importance in finishing in the top 2 and getting that bye. What a huge win for you guys here this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely. You know, during practice this whole week and the weeks leading up to this game, we knew it was going to be a battle. We knew, Hunter's a great team, so we knew we were going to have a tough game, but we were able to pull it out at home. So that means a lot to us.
You know, Adrian, you got a couple more home games coming up, a couple of non-conference games, Bard and Stevens, but you're going to finish off the conference schedule on the road, 2 big road games, Lehman and John Jay. So still some work to do for this Dolphin team.
Yeah, absolutely no games to sleep on. So we're going to be on our A game. Coach is going to have us ready at practice tomorrow, so I'm not too worried about that.
Congratulations, Adrian.
Thank you.
That's Adrian Kosovic. Adrian with his second goal of the week. He scored the lone Dolphin goal in that game against New Jersey City University and came back with the game-winning goal here this afternoon. And, Mishak, it was exactly the kind of game that we thought it was going to be, a tough battle, a back-and-forth battle, really a good game between both of these teams. And, the Dolphins found a way. They kept sticking to it. Fast put the ball in the box to Kosovic. And, you mentioned it earlier, Mishak, the Dolphins were looking for that one mistake. Hunter made it at the end, and Adrian Kosovic made no mistakes.
Yeah, he made no mistake. Yeah. He was the one that made no mistake. So, the Dolphins, they deserve victory because they played hard. They played well. They played patient. They knew something was coming, especially in the last 20 minutes, and they got it. It was a good goal.
So that's going to wrap things up here from the CSI Soccer Complex. We'll be back in action. The women will be back in action on Saturday.